Welcome back to Grid Gym. I'm Adam Reese. This is Tori Owens. Today we're talking about hydration. How much is too much? How much is too little? Where is the sweet spot? Should you just go on thirst, sports drinks, not sports drinks, alkaline water, smart water? Where do you go with all this stuff? You're making fun of my hands.
Well, you're
I don't
just
know.
like,
I don't know what to do with my hands.
just hold them there.
You've probably never seen Talladega Nights, have you?
I have seen that one.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
probably my favorite part, where he's like, I don't know what to do with my hands. And the reporter keeps pushing him back down. He's like,
No.
all right, anyway, so hydration, why is it important?
Well, it's important to stay hydrated. Water is involved in a lot of important systems. And it's also good for your joints because water acts as a lubricant. It's involved in a lot of chemical reactions as a transporter, and well, you feel like crap when you're dehydrated.
Yeah, irritability, all those kind of things go up. And really, when we're talking about IQ, it's pretty easy to make your IQ go down, very difficult to make your IQ go up. But all we have to do is not let you drink for a little while, and your IQ will plummet. Your strength levels will drop. And anyway, we're going to go into a little bit of why that happens and what you can do about it. The real easy thing to do is, or a very easy kind of metric to use, is half your body weight in ounces per day. Do you see any issue with that right off the bat, though?
If you drink it at night, then you're going to be peeing all night long.
And then you can't get any sleep, right?
No one likes that.
Yeah. So what we suggest is 1/4 your body weight in ounces before noon. If you do that, you're probably setting yourself up so that your thirst mechanism kicks on when you need more water. But just intuitively, why wouldn't we just intuitively listen to our thirst mechanism and just call it good?
Because even like our bodies expect, or when we're hungry too, like you don't realize you're full until it's too late. Same thing with thirst. You don't realize you're thirsty till it's too late.
Yeah, you're just behind you're just in the past a little bit.
Yeah.
Plus, most of the time in our world today, I don't think we have a very good relationship with our bodies enough to be like to know the difference between thirst and hunger. So it's probably best to just, be just a little bit in front of the hydration thing. Now, one thing to keep in mind though is, and really the earliest, I'm pretty sure it was 2006 was the earliest known case of this. But there is possibility to drink too much and the first person, my bad, did you?
I was just agreeing, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the first person that this actually happened with, it's called hyponatremia. And so the first person that happened with, she was in the New York City Marathon. I'm pretty sure it was the New York City Marathon. She was running it with her husband. And her husband pulled her out of the race because she didn't know who he was. And
Scary.
She actually ended up living. But when they took x-rays of her chest to figure out what might be going on, it was her lungs were full of fluid. So the body was doing everything it could to try to, dump water. And they found out that she had tried to drink an absurd amount of water before the race so that she could be hydrated. So there is a point at too much, and that's kind of person dependent. But
It's more like when you're sweating a lot and you're losing electrolytes. So like marathon runners, they're sweating a lot. That's why for marathon runners, they suggest something with electrolytes, because if it's just water, then the different chemical reactions or the electron gradient, fancy word, doesn't happen
so
because
smart.
there just isn't difference in ions or anything like that. So that's why
you have
it's
to
dangerous.
have water by itself cannot carry the conduction, right? It can't carry the electric charge that makes it all happen. So like even with your heart, the AV node has to be able to send the conduction has to happen of the electricity to make the heart go pop, right? And if it doesn't, then your heart stops beating and you die, right? So that's not so great. There are other things that would happen before that, like you'd lose control of your bowels, for instance, which would be no good if you're running a marathon. But so that gets into
gross.
Electrolytes. What about sports drinks? Should we just be slopping down Gatorade every 10 seconds throughout the day?
What do you think? What is in a sports drink? Is it just water? No, it's carbohydrates, so a lot of sugar. And what was that Gatorade? You had to, when it first came out, it was you have to sweat it to earn it. And like they had Michael Jordan, all these famous athletes, like some random guy, he would just be like, I don't know, some I don't know, just some guy hasn't worked out and he tries to buy a Gatorade and like the athlete goes, boom. No, you have to earn it.
There's some truth to that though, and really the beginning of Gatorade, and Gatorade was a phenomenal thing at the beginning, and it wasn't a branded, sellable thing. It was the Florida Gators that started adding sugar to the water is essentially all it goes. Had very little to do with the electrolytes. It was adding carbohydrates to the water so that when they were out there running around, they were replenishing these stores, and that made a huge difference. So for the rest of us though that aren't professional athletes, and aren't in a football game or a football practice every day, is it a very good idea to be slugging down that much sugar?
Nope, it's just extra calories, man.
Yeah, and way easy to overconsume on. So,
You betcha.
Well, what about smart water? Is it smart?
I think it's just water.
I think it's just water too. There's actually no reason to think that it could actually be. It sounds like amazing branding, but I think that's about it. It's just a marketing ploy.
Yeah. I mean, if you feel smarter drinking it, sure, go for it.
Hey, if placebo effect works for you, use it. And then alkaline water, because now we're getting into a different subject where there is some actual validity behind it is really alkaline. It has an alkaline effect. But does alkaline water have a difference on our bodies?
I think there needs to be more research on it. Like, I guess if you feel better drinking it, then drink it, then who cares? But just from what I read, there's like some studies that say, yeah, but if you look at the studies, you have to really look at them and see like, okay, who's actually doing this? And then.
Yeah, and what are the variables? Are we
Right.
only, is it working for the people who are typically more health conscious anyway? So for instance, if you floss your teeth, you live an extra 9 years. Look it up. People who floss their teeth live longer. But people who floss their teeth are probably more health conscious across the board than people who are not.
Right.
So it would stand to reason that it might not have anything to do with flossing your teeth. It might have everything to do with the conscious awareness to being healthy and living a better lifestyle. So when it comes to alkaline water, I think there's a lot of things still up in the air. However, there is something called your post-renal acid load. And post-renal acid load is what is your blood's acidity level after the nutrients that you've eaten have gone through your kidneys. So renal, kidneys. And the thing about that is there's a lot of things that have an alkaline post-renal acid load that are actually acidic when they go in, like a tomato or a orange. I couldn't think of it. I was like citric, whatever. But once you eat them on the way out, after this passes through the kidneys, it actually has a net alkaline effect. It's like, okay, well that's weird. And some things are the exact opposite. So it's not altogether obvious that alkaline water is going to have an alkaline effect on your body. So you could just be having an expensive water. Experience, and it's a closed system. Like your body has stuff set up so that you don't go too far into an acidic state.
It's really curious to think like how people think we can outsmart our bodies, or like this is going to go off topic, but like the detox. Like,
I know.
What the heck are you eating if you need a detox?
Yeah,
Like,
and you don't already have a liver and kidneys. Speaking of liver, if you are dehydrated, your body can't process your fat near as well, and so your liver will or your kidneys and your liver will have to work harder to filter stuff out. So it actually helps you lose fat if you are properly hydrated.
There you go. Another reason.
Ting. All right, so we went over sports drinks, we went over smart water, alkaline water, thirst. The pluses and minuses of thirst are, yes, if you're thirsty, drink water, duh. Drinking way, way, way beyond thirst and just slugging it down so you have to pee 8 times the next hour probably isn't ideal. 1/4 of your body weight in ounces is probably a really nice, way to go. 1/4 your body weight in ounces of water before noon. And real quick, and hyponatremia is a real thing, but you're gonna have to work really hard to get it. Just use the 1/4 thing. Okay, last thing, what about juices? Grape juice, orange juice, all these other things. Is it better to have teas and coffees, or is it better just to have water?
Well, coffee has some additional nutritional benefits, and if you're like me, you like the caffeine, it helps you focus in. Juice.
What kind of juice we talking? Like the kind you stab into your...
Oh yeah, the roids, man. Get that muscle.
Juicing.
Yeah. Juice, again, some additional calories that you probably don't need, but if you absolutely have to have juice, just make sure it's real juice, not the one that they just have a crap ton of sugar.
Yeah, like high C.
Yeah.
Where like 2/3 of it is sugar. Like literally, like if you filled it up with sugar, like if you looked at the sugar content and you said, okay, it's that much, it's a lot of sugar.
Right. So just always pay attention to what you're putting in your body.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. And make it work for you, you know? Like to your junior high boy who's 14 and can't gain an ounce of weight, maybe he should be, you know, consuming sugar. When you're 45 years old or 52 or 65 and you're not growing up anymore and the only opportunity is to grow out, it's probably a better option. So water is definitely a safe bet.
What about Crystal Light and all that? Adding stuff into the water, the Mios.
I don't know. Like on some level here, there's the idea of the insulin response, right? So even though your body isn't experiencing food, it can have an insulin response and all these other things. But at the same time, if you have to have a little taste in your water or you want a treat, you know, not that big a deal. I don't think the aspartame is the devil. Or sucralose or these. However, it's probably not the greatest thing in the world because it does harm the gut flora, the good gut flora in your GI tract. So pros and cons, you know, I don't know, weigh it out, judge for yourself. If all you did was drink Crystal Light all day.
Cut it back a little bit.
Yeah. Right.
You can do it. In summation, drink water. It's good for you.
Yeah, 1/4 of your body weight in ounces before noon. Very, very, very safe bet. Just do the math real quick, and that will set up your thirst mechanism for the rest of your day. And do something simple to set yourself up for success. For instance, you can have, you know, 2 water containers sitting on your desk first thing in the morning, and you're just saying, I'm going to finish these before noon, and then you're making it very convenient for yourself to actually succeed at that thing. So anyway, this is the video on hydration. Go to it.
Go drink water.